Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it is time for this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby double battles. So I'm going to use the team that I showed off in yesterday's team building video. If you haven't seen that and you're curious to see what strategies I've got planned, check that out. I've got the link in the description to that video. It's going to let you know all about the movesets and the held items and such of the 6 Pokemon I'm bringing this week. So with all that being said, let's get right into these battles this week and see how well my team does in the battle spot in Omega Ruby. Our first opponent has been found, Hoenn from Anguilla in Anguilla. And Hoenn is bringing a Mismagius, Gardevoir, Lopunny, Tornadus, Stoutland, and Greninja. So 2 potential Mega Evolutions. We got the either Mega Gardevoir or Mega Lopunny. We see some considerable fighting weakness in 3 of these Pokemon, so Machamp could be an option. He is afraid, however, of the Tornadus and the Gardevoir, of course. But we do have Brick Break on Marowak, and other than the Greninja, and possibly some grass attacks from Mismagius, we don't see much that Marowak has to worry about. So he could be a good lead. He would be super effective against a good number of these opponents. I think I will bring Marowak as my first Pokemon, but in order to resist any grass or water moves, I wouldn't resist. I could resist with if I bring Pinky. I could resist grass if I bring my Togetic. Alright, let's go about this another way. I'm actually going to lead with Machamp. If we see any potential wide range moves, we can use Wide Guard for the first turn. Would any of these want to come in and set up? I could taunt them if that's the case. Shadow Claw wouldn't be good against a lot of these. It'd be good against the Mismagius. I'm thinking thinking about bringing Whiskers. But actually, let's bring Togetic as the second option. We can use Follow Me to draw some attacks away from my other Pokemon, Machamp being the lead. I think maybe we're going to go with Blitz as my third, Marowak as the fourth. Let's see how well this goes. Showing some apparently creepy battle music for this particular match. Let's hope that's not setting the tune for how things are going to go for us. Lopunny and Gardevoir are the leads. Alright, so Eggbert, how confident are you? Can you survive a couple of hits from either of these Pokemon using your Follow Me? Hyper Voice is going to be an issue, however. So immediately I think we need to Wide Guard with Machamp. Of course, the question is, which of these is going to be the Mega? I'm expecting Mega Gardevoir. I shouldn't say expecting, I'm fearing Mega Gardevoir, because if it gets the Pixelate ability, Hyper Voice will be very powerful and super effective. So I'm going to Wide Guard with Machamp, if that's the case. And let's try a Signal Beam, see if we can confuse that Gardevoir. We do have Serene Grace. And I completely predicted incorrectly. It's Mega Lopunny instead. We're about to see a fake out. There it is. And so the Wide Guard will not have any effect. It would have been great because of this Dazzling Gleam, however. So Machamp is down. And we get confusion on the Signal Beam. I'm not banking on it. Nope. Alright. So we're going to send Marowak next. Follow Me is not going to really have any good effect. Well, I'm going to use it. If Marowak survives the Dazzling Gleam, we're going to try a Brick Break on that Mega Lopunny. And Eggbert, follow me, please. So if they did go for a fighting, or if they did go for any single move against Marowak, at least we drain it away. We survive with the Eviolite, which means Dazzling Gleam is still reduced thanks to the spread damage. Marowak does survive. Togetic does drop, however. Sorry, Eggbert. Now, Thick Club, can we knock you out? We took down the Mega Lopunny. If we don't accomplish anything else in this match, and I think there's a chance we won't, then at least we got that done. Alright, Blitz, get in there. Now the downside to this week is Blitz has Thunderbolt, which means our own Marowak is going to drain that attack away. But as soon as they take Marowak down, we're free to Thunderbolt anything we want. So what would that Greninja go for? Well, I'm thinking go for a Bone Meringue on the Gardevoir, and if we outspeed, we can get a light screen up with Blitz. We're going to try that. Because Blitz is pretty fast. I don't know if he's fast enough to outspeed either of these opponents. Possibly not the Greninja. He'd probably outspeed the Gardevoir. So a Rock-type Greninja. Now let's see how many flinches the opponent gets. We survive. Both Pokemon survive, I should say. It is holding the Life Orb. And there's the light screen. Now, are we going to survive the the Dazzling Gleam with Marowak? It's not likely at this point. Nope, down we go. So match number 1 results in a loss on our side. Sorry, guys. Final opponent for the week is Aizen from Mexico, and they have a Gyarados, Toxicroak, Arcanine, Tyranitar, Pachirisu, and Serperior. Okay, so possible Mega Tyranitar, possible Mega Gyarados. What might the opponent lead with? That Pachirisu could certainly be an issue. For some reason I have a feeling they're going to lead with that. So definitely I want to be able to use Marowak. However, do I want to lead with Marowak? I'm thinking that I do. Marowak is one of my first 2 Pokemon right out of the starting gate. Who's going to join him? Now if they lead with something like Serperior or Gyarados, I'm actually going to bring Eggbert as well. It'll use Follow Me and draw the attack away, unless it's a wide range attack. But we won't know that until it happens. So Tyranitar could be an issue, and with Machamp's Ice Punch, he still has Ice Punch, I believe. Let me just double check to be sure. Yep, I didn't think I could make him forget that. So he would be good against a good number of these Pokemon, so Machamp is the 3rd choice. And do I want to bring... I could bring Pinky for this one. Signal Beam wouldn't be bad against a couple of these. But I actually think I want to bring... I'm thinking Blitz. Thunderbolt would be good against a couple things. Although, as we learned from the last match, having Blitz and Marowak in the same battle is kind of detrimental because Thunderbolt will be drained away by Lightning Rod. So, Blitz, you're going to sit back for the time being. I'm trying to think, would Whiskers be good with Shadow Claw or Play Rough? Play Rough, perhaps, if that's a Mega Gyarados. Whiskers is choice number 4. Oh, the Primal Showdown music. Actually, I think that... Is this the same music? It sounds slightly different. Maybe not. Okay. So Marowak and Eggbert, and they lead with Tyranitar Superior. Now, I don't think we have to fear anything from the Tyranitar. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't think Marowak has anything to fear from the Tyranitar. So that should give us a free shot to go for a Fire Punch against the Serperior. And Eggbert, Follow Me, drain it, or I keep saying drain. Draw away any grass attacks that Serperior is going to bring out. You might not take the Rock attack from Tyranitar. Should survive this easily. It was a critical hit. Of course they get a turn 1 critical hit. Now, as long as we don't flinch, we should get some good damage off on the Serperior. A critical hit on Marowak. Now, the good thing is we actually survived with Eggbert. Now, he's not going to take another one of those. Would they swap the Serperior out at this point? It had Contrary, so it doesn't have the Overgrow ability to boost that Leaf Storm. But regardless, it is too much of a threat. So I'm going to go with thinking Brick Break would take it out. They could send in things to resist the Brick Break. Arcanine could come in. I'm gonna Brick Break, actually, the Superior. And Eggbert, follow me again. So Superior is gonna protect itself. So we are about to lose Eggbert. Now, if we have someone fast, Whiskers could possibly outspeed the Superior and get a knockout. Times like this, I really gotta teach her Fake Out. Alright, so Eggbert, at least you survived Marowak for a turn. Fortunately, the Sandstorm is going to keep the leftovers from getting this thing back to a decent spot in the HP. So we definitely have to go for our fastest Pokemon. Whiskers is taken to the field. You are super trained to max out your speed. Is it going to be enough to outspeed Superior and get a knockout? Now, Brick Break for Marowak to the Tyranitar. They might swap it out now that they've seen that I have a fighting move, but they might not. And we want to go for a move that will not miss. Play Rough has a 10% chance to miss, and based on my luck the past few weeks, I'm not going to risk that 10%. Shadow Claw should pick up the knockout on Superior, as long as it stays in. And, of course, we don't outspeed. Down goes Marowak. Shadow Claw will no longer take it out. Final Pokemon to take the field in a moment is going to be Machamp. Let's go, Machamp. Do what you can. So, we know the Tyranitar could possibly swap out, but I'm just going to go Power Up Punch against it anyway. Whatever comes in, we can gain a attack boost from that. And Shadow Claw, that's Superior. Probably going to get the Intimidate drop. Yep, but we're going to get our attack stat back to where it should be. And a super boosted Leaf Storm takes down Whiskers. Well, believe it or not, folks, the match is over. I'm going to end it right here, because there's no chance we're going to be able to take both of these Pokemon out, plus the other two remaining on my opponent's side of the field. As soon as the Sandstorm is done having its fun, I'm going to forfeit the match and concede to my opponent. Alright, match complete. Alright, final opponent of the week, hailing from Japan. Now their team is a Bastiodon, Bayonet, Magneton, Perugly, I keep faltering on the names, and Dusclops and Azumarill. There. Okay. So, first thought is, Machamp wouldn't be bad against a good number of these, but the Azumarill could give him a problem. Okay, what would they possibly go for? Perugly is very fast, and I'm pretty sure they can get Fake Out, so that could be something. So we don't have Quick Guard on our side. We do have Wide Guard. Would they go for any sort of Wide Guard moves? Now, Bastiodon I've had a problem with in the past, offline, where it has that Metal Burst. Any attack you hit it with, it's going to do double damage back. And thanks to the Sturdy ability, it will survive one hit. However, Marowak could get past that with his double hit Bone Moran. And Marowak would be good against a good number of these Pokemon as well, so I think I'm going to lead with Marowak. I think I did this in the last match too. Lead with Marowak. I'm going to bring Eggbert as well. Because if they do lead with the Azumarill, or even a Fake Out Perugly, I want to be able to draw the attack away. Now, we haven't used Pinky yet this turn, or, this week, so I'm going to bring Pinky as my third. And I got to go with I think Machamp is probably the other best bet. Machamp is number 4. Final match of the week is underway. We've been on a pretty bad losing streak the past several weeks. So here is hoping we can turn things around in this last match. So they lead off with Azumarill and Perugly. Marowak and Togetic are the leads. Now, is it going to be a Belly Drum Azumarill? It very well could, so I'm going to immediately go for a Thunder Punch with Marowak against it. Eggbert, draw the attacks, please. Now just fake out Super Seeds to follow me. Alright, so I'm sure we're going to see a Belly Drum. No, Light Screen actually. Well, that's fine. Alright, so we should be good to do another one of those combos. Thunder Punch. They didn't see it yet because they did flinch us. And follow me from Eggbert once again. We gotta try to take that Azumarill down. Once it's down, Machamp has a really good time against this team. Alright, so it's gonna U-turn out. That's fine. Nicely resisted. Alright, we're gonna swap in. Let's hope they don't send something in with the Lightning Rod ability. I'm pretty sure they didn't have one of those though. Shiny Dusclops. I'll bet you it's holding Eviolite. So it knows we have the Thick Club. That's alright. Aqua Ring. Now, you have to be able to survive a hit for Aqua Ring to work. I'm sure you probably can, but let's find out. One more of those will do the trick. Okay, it's got Leftovers. And the Aqua Ring. It's probably got Protect as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap Marowak out and bring in, I'm thinking Machamp to get a, he has knockoff. Let me just double check. I should know this already. Yeah, he's got knockoff. I could knock off the Eviolite from that Dusclops. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap Marowak out for Machamp, predicting that they're going to protect that Azumarill. And Eggbert, let's go Safeguard. I would almost like to get a Will-O-Wisp burn on Machamp. Actually, let's wait on the Safeguard. Let's go Psychic Attack on the Dusclops. Could have tried Signal Beam to get the Confusion. It's too late. See if we can get a special defense drop at least. So Azumarill does protect itself to gain back some more HP. I bet we're about to see a Trick Root. We did get the special defense drop, okay. And Will-O-Wisp does burn Machamp. Just what I was hoping for. So we don't want to take a Fairy attack on Machamp from that Azumarill, so we're going to go for a knockoff on the Dusclops. I'm hoping it doesn't have Protector, else we're just about to waste the turn. But let's go with a knockoff from Machamp against the Dusclops. And Togetic, Eggbert, we're going to follow me once again. I expect we're going to see some sort of a Fairy type attack from that Azumarill. Really like to get rid of the Eviolite if possible. Alright, so aim your attacks at Eggbert, everybody. Alright, so there goes the Eviolite. And you're going to copy our knockoff. We just lost our Eviolite. You totally copycatted us. Okay, skill swap. So they have Serene Grace, and now we have Frisk. So at least we can see what they're holding. Well, Eviolite, of course, is gone. But what's that Azumarill got? Left. We already saw that. Okay, so again, all we need to do is go for a knockoff and follow me. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. Knock off the Dusclops. Even if they swap something else in, we'll get rid of another item, which would be good. And Eggbert will follow me. So this Azumarill, we've seen Protect, Aqua Ring. Super Protect again. And Light Screen we saw as well. So get the knockout on Dusclops. That's the first one down. And as I said, once this Azumarill is gone, Machamp can take the rest of the team out pretty well. If we see Perugly come back in, we're expecting a Fake Out. Light Screen has worn off. At this point, I'm probably going to bring Machamp back and swap someone else in. I don't want to send in Marowak yet in case this Azumarill has a water attack that can use against us. Yeah, so we're more than likely going to see a Fake Out. Not sure who they're going to go for, but Machamp, we're going to pull you back. And Pinky is going to take the field for the first time this week. First time in Omega Ruby League, I should say. And I think now is when we want to go for a safe guard. We got to burn on our Guts Pokemon. That's all the status attacks that we want to take. If Pinky comes in, he does have the Lumberry. If they do go for some sort of status move on him, he's going to be able to heal that right up. Alright, so Pinky takes the Fake Out. And are they going to copy the Fake Out onto my other Pokemon? That would be unfortunate, but kind of interesting. Oh! It's weird that that failed. We would have figured that it would be fine. Maybe because Copycat itself isn't a first strike move. Trying to copy a first strike move, maybe the game just can't handle that. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to put this Azumarill to sleep. We're going to Yawn. And do we need to follow me at this point? I don't think so. I'm going to try a Signal Beam against the Perugly, and try for Confusion. So there goes our Lumberry. Gotta go for a Light Screen, which is fine. We're gonna have mostly physical attackers once Pinky does drop. We don't get Confusion, but the Yawn does go. So on the next turn, the Azumarill will fall asleep if they leave it in. At this low HP, Pinky's best contribution to the rest of the fight is going to be to Yawn the other Pokemon, the Perugly. And we want to keep him in play. I'm going to use Follow Me on Eggbert. If the opponent wants to swap the Azumarill out, they certainly can. We'll just keep yawning all the Pokemon back and forth. So their final Pokemon is Bayonet. Certainly going to be a Mega Evolution Bayonet. Perugly retreats. As long as we keep the Follow Me's going, that should be fine. So the Azumarill comes back in. It doesn't have the Aqua Ring set up just yet. Of course, it does have Light Screen, but now it just took another Yawn. So, regular Bayonet. I'm pretty sure it can have Insomnia as its natural ability. So at this point, I think let's just go with a Signal Beam. It's not very effective, but I'm going to try Signal Beam on the Bayonet. And Eggbert, we're going to follow me again. Azumarill does retreat once more. They don't want that thing falling asleep if they can help it. So Mega Evolution, Bayonet is on the field, and it now has Prankster, so non-damaging moves are going to go first. After the Follow Me, of course. And that's going to be Shadow Sneak. Of course, we did lose the Eviolite, so that is unfortunate. Can we confuse it? Probably not. Nope. Alright, so Azumarill is off the field. Now is a good time to swap Pinky out and bring Marowak back in. And we're going to... You're not going to be able to take many more hits. Now, would they swap out? They're probably going to U-turn. In fact... Hang on one second. Instead of swapping out for Marowak, I'm going to swap out for Machamp right now. Because they're probably going to try U-turn against Pinky because it's super effective. And I'm not going to follow me this turn. I'm going to use Psychic on that Bayonet. Marowak wouldn't resist the Bug-type U-turn, but Machamp will. I'm going for Fake Out first. And Shadow Sneak. That's very powerful. Alright, so let's go decide what to do here. We could knock off the Bayonet for super effective damage. That's probably the best bet for us to do right now. Knock off the Bayonet, and we're going to use Follow Me again for Eggbert. Draw that U-turn plus Shadow Sneak away from Machamp. Can you survive this? Probably not. Nope. So U-turn will connect against Machamp, but that's fine. He resists it. Knockoff. Oh, my Muscle Band! Alright, let's knock off. We're not going to, of course, knock off the Mega Stone, but we did take down that Mega Bayonet. Now, here's the issue. I just lost Machamp, so I'm down to my last two Pokemon. Pinky and Marowak. And Pinky is almost down as it is. So if this Azumarill has a Water-type attack, we probably just lost this match. Definitely the big threat is going to be... Now that's going to knock off my Thick Club, unfortunately. But we're going to go for super effective damage. Thunder Punch the Azumarill, and we're going to Yawn the Parabola. I could use knockoff on Pinky to go for super effective damage, but they might want to just get rid of our items. Knockoff. Alright, so just go for the super effective. Let's see what water move this Azumarill has for us. Copycat. So that's going to knock my Thick Club off. So how much does a regular Thunder Punch do? Let's find out. Not enough. We're not going to end this match yet. I'm just going to go straight up with a Bone Meringue on Azumarill, just to see what we can do before we finish up. This match was looking pretty decent for a while there, but unfortunately it just didn't pull through. And they protect the Azumarill, so the match is done. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to take out both of these Pokemon. So, again, no victories this week. The match is concluded. Good game to my opponent. And so, another week of battles and another trio of losses for the Omega Ruby team, which is unfortunate. Now, those first couple of battles were pretty annoying, especially I think the second one didn't start with... I got 2 critical hits against me, which certainly set the stage for the rest of that fight. But I really had fun with that third match. It was, kind of back and forth a little bit here and there, but it kept me guessing. I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I was actually planning really well. I think I'm getting better at predicting things, such as I knew the Azumarill was going to protect once it got the Aqua Ring up. So, I'm learning as I go, basically. So, these might be a lot of losses, and it might be kind of agonizing to have to sit through, but I am learning along the way, and I'm hoping that all of my learnings are going to make me a better battler in the future. So, with this week complete, we do have some red glows added to the team, indicating losses. We only have 1 week remaining of the Season 12 battle spot double battles, which I had recorded, and I'm going to be showing them off. And as I said, they are pre-recorded videos, but it was live commentary at the time, so it's still kind of like live commentary, basically. So that is going to be coming up next week. Come on back next Thursday. I believe. Yes, I forgot my own format. Next Thursday, and we will see the team builder for next week, the final week of the Omega Ruby double battles. See the team I put together and the strategies that go with them. Now, for this week's battle, if you do have any comments to leave, like let me know what you thought of the battle. If you have any suggestions for better plays I could have made, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I would like to hear from you and hopefully learn a little bit more as I go. Alright, thank you for checking out this week's battle video, everybody. Come on back tomorrow to check out the Pokemon X single battles. I hope to see you then. Until then, I'll catch you next time.